Hello, everyone. This is BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we're here with Terry Johnson Online Everywhere to talk to you about digital marketing for your business. You always need something special to make you stand out. And TJ is here to help us identify what that is and how to get it done. We want to welcome Terry Johnson all the way from New York City. Terry Johnson online everywhere. Hey TJ, how you doing?
Hello, I'm doing great. Is
Good,
there an echo?
good.
No, no echo. I think that's just me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing great. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to Digital Marketing for Business, where
Mm-hmm.
we talk about digital marketing strategies to help you grow your business online. We talk simple here, plain language.
Okay.
Right. I might explain a marketing term, but I will tell you, listen, this is really what it means because we don't want you to be confused. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of knowledge out
Yes.
there. With technology, you now have a phone that you can at the tap of a button, or you don't even have to tap the device. You could just say to the air, Google
Do
da da
whatever.
da, and you get your answer. So it's an amazing time. I'm really excited, as you can tell. I'm always excited about marketing, talking about digital marketing. So, uh, yeah. So today's topic:
Mm-hmm.
effective strategies for online growth. Because last week we talked about essential tools for growing your business online. Some of the tools that you need to have in your arsenal, your bag, your go get it. I'm going to get it online with my business, and I'm going to make a
Mm-hmm.
success of it. So, but I'm talking about this. Last week was tools, this week is strategy, because I'm starting to talk more about revenue driven or revenue based marketing, because that's what a business owner should be focused on. Because there is influencer marketing. Now everybody knows influencer, that's the creators, that's the TikTok dancers, that's the people, the people on YouTube that do and I'm going to say young people that do crazy things. There's some old people that do crazy things. Shout out to old man Steve. You know
I
what I'm
love
talking
old
about.
man Steve.
Yeah, me too. So, but I always bring him up because that's an example of, and I heard this, just an off topic for a second. I watch a lot of YouTube because I love YouTube. I
Okay.
rarely watch TV. If I watch TV, it's always financial news in the morning. And then after they start to repeat themselves, because news shows do, I
Yeah.
tune out and I go to YouTube and I go to my favorite people. And I don't know how I found this person, and this is the power of YouTube. So that's another one of the strategies we're going to talk about, that YouTube will serve up content that they think you like. Just like TikTok gives you content that you think you like. That's the algorithm. So I found this video because I follow some photographers. So I guess
Mhm.
that's why it showed up. And he was talking about, and he's an older, not old, but over 45. So he was saying about, there's this whole talk about Instagram is only for young people. And if you're a certain age, you don't need to be on Instagram. Why are you there? But he broke it down and explained why. Why you need to be there, because your audience may be there, but you got to do the
Mhm.
work to discover it and find out. So he went on a whole rant. If anybody wants to watch it, I'll post it on my page. But I just love what he had to say, because that's a part of what we're talking about here, is the revenue driven marketing, not following the young people strategy, the influence marketing strategy, because we're business owners. So we're thinking about the bottom line revenue, how to get sales, how to get more dollars in my business bank account,
Mhm.
versus influencer marketing. They're all about likes and followers. I mean, that's their goal. That's not our goal. You do want likes and followers because that helps you build your audience, but the end goal for a business owner is to increase the bottom line, right? Am I right?
Mhm. Absolutely.
Right. So that's why I've decided to, talk about revenue driven marketing and revenue based marketing more so than influencer, getting more like, how do I get more likes and stuff. I kind of tune that talk out, because business owners, you want dollars in the bank, and you can't, I always say, you can't take likes to the bank. Try it and see what happens. It's not
Okay.
going to work. So I think from here on out now, and I thought about it, I said I'm always rebranding. Like last year we were, the reboot because of the pandemic and we had to
Mm.
think differently. Now we're still in the pandemic, but we're turning the corner. I feel like we're turning the corner to better days, not that it's over. So now we need to focus on, okay, now I can think about I need more dollars in my bank account.
Mm.
Revenue driven marketing. What are the steps, what are the tools and the strategies that get me to that point as a business owner? So that's why I always talk about two tracks. I say the influencer creator track, which is fun. They do reels, they do TikTok. Not that we can't. I'm just saying that
Uh-huh.
they're the ones that are dancing. And I bring this up because I see a lot of comments in all of my groups that people over a certain age, they don't want to dance on TikTok. They want to use TikTok, but they don't want to dance like the teenagers. And I've said from day one, you don't have to dance like them. You go on TikTok and do you. Old man Steve, example, and there are others. You go on Instagram and you use Instagram as a business tool, not as, okay, I'm going to do, point. I know it's popular. Those little pointing, everybody's pointing at the screen. It's old to me. I'm like, you're copying everything else, and I hate to be
Mhm.
the one that, okay, we're going to copy because we need to stand out. So I say we're going to look at these tools as a revenue driven marketing perspective versus dancing. I need more likes. How come you're not liking me? How do I get more likes? That's all I
Mhm.
hear. And these are business owners, people that are business minded, or they're on social media to grow their presence or grow their business. I'm like, you're focusing on the wrong thing. Don't look
Ah.
over there at the dancing teenagers, which is fun. That's a distraction. But you're going to go on there and say what you have to say. Now you're not going to get 100 million followers. That's not your goal. Like I said, followers are not your goal. It's a metric that you want to measure to see how well your online presence is growing. But our issue is the bottom line. So I say that because from here on out, you're gonna hear me say revenue driven marketing, demand generation strategy, stuff like that. So that's where we're going from here on out. And I hope you guys want to take this journey with me. I hope you do, because digital marketing for business, that's our purpose, right?
Okay.
So that's just a little overview of like the last couple of things we've talked about. And I wanted to do that because we're going to talk about strategy. So let's see. Let me get down to it. And because we're talking about marketing strategies that can fuel your growth, your online growth, because we want to grow and we want to build an audience, build a relationship, provide value, call to action, get them to buy your product, your service, and then that increases your bottom line, right? So there
Mhm.
are steps that we need to do. And what a strategy is, just a plan. A plan
Mhm.
that you write down. It doesn't have to be a business plan. I think we talked about that before, about did we really need a business plan anymore? And I think I said no,
Mm.
because you just need to sit down, and your strategy is, this is, I want to start here, this is where I'm at, and I want to get to here, which is the money. I'm
Well,
right
we
here.
have a comment over here on Facebook.
Okay.
They haven't. It says here, influencers should be used to mobilize others toward revenue-based actions. Then you can split a bit with your influencers. Oh.
Yes, that's true, but that's not like the biggest piece of the strategy. That's when you got like 100,000 followers. You've got a large amount of followers, and
Yes.
your growth is like not stagnant but kind of plateauing, and you need a
Hmm.
jump start. Yes, then you connect with an influencer. What I'm saying is, the influencer's objective online with social media is to get more followers. That's not our objective. As a business owner, what is your objective?
No,
Really? Somebody tell me what your, as a business owner, what is your bottom line?
I bottom line is to sell the service, the
Sales.
goods. Yeah.
It ain't followers. That's a part of the
Hmm.
journey.
Hmm.
And influencer marketing is a part of that. It's not the start of it. So that's why I wanted to get clear with everybody that this is what we're talking about, because I want you to
Oh,
understand.
Okay, we got to explain to Thea how to show
Okay.
herself. It says that
Oh,
comment is
Theo. It says
Thea.
Facebook user. Oh, I think with StreamYard you have to. Isn't it something you have to do with
You
StreamYard?
have to
Like,
give them permission.
yeah,
There's a little box you have to check before you come in to
yeah,
allow Facebook to show you.
yeah. That's why it
Hey,
says
Thea,
Facebook user.
I hope all is well.
Yeah. So I think in a group you have to do that. Which it's a
Yeah.
StreamYard issue. But this and we've been talking about digital market strategy for a long time here on the
Hmm.
BizChicks, talking about marketing for business and everything. But see, there's a lot of information. There's a lot of information. I want you to get the right information because we're not influencers per se. You can be an influencer, but we're saying specifically a business owner has a product or service to sell and they want to increase the bottom line. Well,
Hmm.
today, one of the strategies is social media marketing. So that means you get on social media, you do activities that
Hmm.
increases your bottom line. Not I do activities to grow my following. That's a part of it, but that's not the bottom line. We're looking at the bottom line. So when an influencer, the bottom line is to get a deal with a brand, to get a brand sponsorship, get a deal, and the brand pays them to talk about the product or the service. Okay,
Hmm.
that's not what the business owner should be doing online. And I notice because I'm in a lot of groups. I'm in a lot of groups where they are people, business owners asking questions. They don't know what to do. There's so much information. They're confused. And I'm like, wait a minute. Don't make this hard because they're like, oh, it's so hard to do this on Instagram. Oh, it's so hard to do this on TikTok. And I'm like, well, first of all, you got to look at your strategy of why you're here, why you're on social media. It's to get likes and followers, but that's just the beginning of it. That's like the on ramp. Okay.
Uh-huh.
You got to get sales. That's what you're here for, right? So
Correct.
jumping from getting a follower or a like to a sale is not a 1-2 jump. It's like a 110, like there's so many steps in there between. So that's part of the revenue driven marketing that we're talking about. Is that clear for everybody? I want to make sure. Okay. All right, so let's get into it. So I just mentioned one of the strategies. Um, and before I do that, let me tell you the key one three. There's three key points to your marketing strategy. Is how what you're offering solves their problem. That means the audience, the people that are following you because they have a problem. What makes you better than your competition? That means what makes you stand out from everybody that's talking or doing the same thing that you're doing in business. And then you have to have action. That means once you're online and you do all these things, you have your messaging, there must be an action for your audience to take a step because you just can't go on social media and talk about stuff and then you don't direct them. I always talk about being a traffic cop. You have to direct them. So all of these are key points to the marketing strategy that we need, right? So I
Could you
said
say
social.
those three
Go ahead.
again?
Yeah,
You're going to solve a problem, you're going
yeah,
to show that you're better, and then ask them to take action.
yes, yes. So that's what it's really about. You have to solve their problem because this is another issue that I see online. People go, well, I post this, I say this, or I do that, and nobody responds, take action, comments, or whatever. Well, what you're offering doesn't meet the people that are seeing what you're doing. There's no connection there. So marketing is always about having the right solution for the right person. That's what it is. So if you're talking and there's no response like you want, maybe you need to look at your content, how you're providing the message, or maybe you need to look at, is it a very small niche audience, and then you have to talk to them a certain way. You have to look at those things because I see that all the time. It's like it's not social media doesn't work. This doesn't work. That doesn't work. Well, you have to go back into the workshop and tweak it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, work. People think social media is easy. You post and people buy. That's not it. There's a whole bunch of steps in there. So that's why we're here. We're here every week to talk about that. So I just want to clarify the direction that we're in. That we're concerned about revenue. We're concerned about the
Yeah.
bottom line. We're concerned about sales. So social media is one of the strategies. Okay, let me mention another one, and we will continue this, late when I do the second part of this at 11:30. But So social media is one. Blogging is another. And I'm not saying have a website. I'm saying blogging as in writing down your thoughts somewhere online to where people can find it. It could be a website, it could be a landing page, it could be Medium, it could be Tumblr, it could be Instagram, it could be anywhere. Because if
Mhm.
you're not writing your thoughts down somewhere, and I know, oh, I'm not a great writer. You don't have to be a great writer because writing on a blog or social media, it's not a term paper. It's not school. There's no teacher coming to red mark your article. The main point you want to get across is my messaging reaching the right people?
Mhm.
Writing is a part of that. That means having a blog, or you could do a podcast. Like, if you're good at speaking, but you don't want to be on camera. But if you're good at speaking and you want to be on camera, just like we're doing, you do a live stream that turns into a video that turns into so much more. So those are the three things: is writing, podcast, which is audio, and no, let me go back to that. With audio, it doesn't have to be a podcast. Excuse me, it doesn't have to be a podcast. You could go on Clubhouse. You can go on Green Room. Get ready for live audio rooms on Facebook. See, that's audio. Where you, but the key to all three of these is that you're putting out a message that people want to hear. So that's a part of it. So we got blogging, which you're writing. When I say blogging, I mean you're writing down your thoughts too. And this is another thing. People go, well, how do I become a thought leader? I'm like, well, you got to talk. You got to write something somewhere. You got to say something somewhere. You got to do it on video, and you have to know what you're saying. So
Mhm.
those are part of it. When I say blogging, I really mean written words somewhere. And there are tons of places to write your thoughts. You can do it on LinkedIn. LinkedIn has articles. You can do LinkedIn articles on your LinkedIn. Doesn't have to be a website per se, but that is the best place to do it because, like we talked about before, owned media that you own, you control it because you don't control LinkedIn, you don't control Medium or any other
Mhm.
blogging platforms, but you do control your website because you pay for it. Okay, you pay for it. So you get to control whether it's up or down because you're paying for it. You don't control Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Medium, all of those because you don't pay. And even if you do pay, it's still, those are still owned by Facebook, Medium, whoever,
Uh,
Twitter, whoever, right? So you don't
cool.
control them because they're not owned. All right, so blogging is one. SEO is another, and SEO ties in with the blogging. And SEO is search engine optimization. That's Google to everybody. And it's not just website. Google SEO is also YouTube videos. It's
Mm.
also podcasts because Google indexes podcasts. Didn't know that?
No.
Yeah. Google indexes anything that's on a website. So you can do it on something you don't own or something you do own. I prefer to do all of that on something that I own, which is a website that you pay for every month. And it doesn't have to be WordPress, even though that's my favorite, but there's different places. There's Squarespace. I think Wix is one. I think Square does it Square have something where you can put
Yes.
up a
Mhm.
website, a landing page?
Correct.
Right. So all of that is
Square
on.
will give you a store too.
Right, right. All of that is online, and Google indexes all of that. And Google, when you think SEO, think Google. Don't complicate it. Oh, search engine optimization. That sounds so difficult. It's not difficult. It's only difficult if you're getting into paid ads on Google. Then it's very difficult. Let me tell you. I'm not a fan of Google ads. They work, but they're so, you have to have the level of knowledge that you have to run a Google ad. Not to run it, but to make it work successfully because you can, spend a lot of money. And I had a client like that was spending a lot of money on the Google ads. And I'm like, wait a minute. Do we have to run Google ads? was my response. And I was like, look at all that money you're spending. Where you could go to, Facebook and do it cheaper. But no,
Mhm.
that's off topic. So SEO, and what I mean by SEO, just like I said, it's about keywords. And also, remember this, it's about keywords, which are
Mhm.
words that people are searching for online. And it's also, you need to create your content for humans. What do I mean by that? That you're writing for people. Again, getting back to it's not a thesis, it's not a term paper, it's not
Mhm.
something that the teacher is going to your essay that you're handing in when you're in school, and oh my god, the this and the that and the Oxford throw all of that out, because your audience is not looking for the Oxford comma. They're
Okay.
looking for the message. So you just need to connect with them. That means write. Just and this is the easiest thing. I always give you this tip. The easiest way to write something is to pick up your phone and you have a mic. There's a voice recording app somewhere on your phone. Tap it and talk. Another tip, Otter, Otter, Otter
Mhm.
dot AI. They let you talk. They record and they transcribe the words for you for free. You get 45 minutes at a time for free, and it resets every month. So you do 45. I think the total is they give you 600 minutes, and then it's 45 sections at a time. Like Zoom, not the free Zoom, you get
Yes.
like a
Mhm.
certain, right. So Otter.ai does that. So when you have a thought, oh, I got something I want to say to the people, my people, I want to get something out, I want to give a message, pick up your phone, talk, have that transcribed, or use Otter.ai, and it will do it for you automatically for free. For free.
I've
Okay.
forgotten about Otter.
Yes,
Mhm.
I use it all the time. And they give you I'm keep waiting. I keep waiting for them to say, okay, you can't have the free anymore. You gotta pay, but they never do.
Exactly. Mhm.
Right. So those are some of the things. SEO, and we'll talk about some more email. I always talk about email marketing. That's one of the others, but we'll talk about more in part two, which will start in a few minutes. So follow me over there. And how do you get there? Well, you can go to terryjohnsononline.live. You can go to the BizChicks page. You can go to the BizChicks group. There's a post there. So if you're already in Facebook, just go BizChicks. Or go to Terry Johnson Online, or you can go to terryjohnsononline.live. So there's several places, and then I hear a little motorcycle going by.
We can't hear him.
Okay,
We're
I
good.
hear it. It's like very loud.
I know to you probably, but we don't
Yeah,
hear him.
so join me here. We're gonna start in a few minutes, 11:30, and we'll talk more. So if you got questions, comments, anything you want to say, let me know. Okay, because we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about revenue driven, revenue generation marketing. And this is all a part of it. So we're starting at the beginning, like tools, strategy. There'll be some more things to come in the weeks ahead. So I hope you join us here. The BizChicks is here every weekday,
We're here at
8:30, not 8:30, 8 a.m. Pacific time.
Pacific time.
Yeah,
Yes.
11 a.m. Eastern time. So what it's like, where are you? Where are you? I'm like, BizChicks, 8 o'clock, 11 o'clock every weekday.
Every weekday. And if you're looking for information about BizChicks, you can find our information at bizchicks.us. It'll tell you all the places where you can find us. In addition to that, if you're looking to connect with TJ, we want you to know that she's at terryjohnsononline.live. You'll be able to find her. And please follow her over to the continuing discussion at 8:30 in her studio. And you can get there by going to terryjohnsononline.live.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's where it is.
Oh my goodness. Because we want you to know how to connect with her. She's going to be talking about digital marketing for your business. We love TJ. She is a subject matter expert and a trusted
Thank you.
source. So
Thank you.
when we say that, you're not going to get ripped off, and you're going to get excellence when you connect with her. So we encourage you that if you're looking for someone who's trustworthy, that you can trust your business to, and trust your growth of your business to, that you connect with TJ. So without further ado, we're not going to hold her up. Hold on, we got a comment over here. Oh, Karen's in the house. How you doing, Coach Karen? Did you,
Hey,
Coach? Did
there
you
she
remember?
is.
Yeah, did you
Hey.
remember about Otter? The ability to just dictate into the app. I forgot all about that, TJ.
Yeah, they have an
We've
app.
had that for
They're on
so
the
long.
desktop.
Yeah, yeah, and it's an excellent tool.
Yes, it
Mm.
is. So look at it and join me. We're walking over. And if
Yes,
you're
we are.
already on Facebook, all you got to do is just, you can search Terry Johnson online. You don't have to go to the dot live if you don't want to, because it's on Facebook too. Like I said, my Terry Johnson online is in the BizChick page and the BizChick group. So, join us. We're gonna have a good time. I feel it.
Yes, and we want you to know that there's going to be if you're in the Sacramento area, that there is a Businesswomen's Conference coming up. The fee is complimentary and it includes lunch. So if you're looking to attend that at the end of August, we are going to put the link in the chat right there. You can go there and you can register. We'd love to have you join us. Of course, BizChicks will have a vending space there. There'll be time to shop before and after. So come on by the California Cover Ups booth. And in the meantime, scoot on over to Facebook and check out the rest of this conversation with Terry Johnson online.
Yeah, come
Woo!
on over. Follow me. Let's go.
All
See
right,
you
guys, we'll see you there. Bye bye, everyone.